Hello everybody, welcome to Melissa's Musing. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and today we're talking about focusing out. So John and I, you may have noticed I was not super present on social media this past weekend. That's because John and I were serving and helping to support one of the weekends that ALA was having. So many of you know, have been through this program called Ascension Leadership Academy, and it's an emotional intelligence development program, personal development program, where you basically subject yourself to some really intense training and you learn what's holding you back in life, how to break through it, and then also you make it a way of life. It's a 4-month-long program. So we were helping and we volunteered a lot of time this past weekend to serve and to give back to the community. There was a group that actually 2 of my really good friends are in that was graduating. So we donated about 4 days of our time. Now, those of you that know John and I know that we maintain, I would say, a very rigorous schedule. We are, as many people say, always everywhere. So we are at, it's one of our goals to be at 10 networking events minimum a month and to be really present. We enjoy spending time with friends and family and clients and there's a lot of things in our life that we like to do, right? So one of the things that we've had the power to learn is really how to stretch our plate to absolutely fit everything that we've ever wanted into our life and into our time. And we're committed to that. So in the spirit of that, this past weekend, we donated 4 days of time, which was, roughly 16-ish hours of work a day. And of course, we were answering phone calls and we were present for our clients during that. But it was really amazing to give back in such an intense and committed capacity. And so many people, know what a rigorous schedule we keep, and it kind of like blows their mind. They're like, whoa, how did you donate 4 days of your time? Well, guess what? It's 1, all about stretching and creating the space, but 2, focusing out and giving of yourself and being committed to the change that you want to see in the world, whatever that looks like, can be incredibly energizing and fulfilling. So while I was physically exhausted after the 4 days from, moving and grooving and just giving of myself all weekend, I was feeling really fulfilled as well. So while I was feeling a little bit physically tired, I was feeling emotionally energized and on fire. And the reason being, I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions, and I'd love if you're out there to interact with me. Oh, hey peeps, thanks for the love. So when you give love, what do you receive more of? Love. When you give more time, what do you receive more of? You receive time. When you give service, when you show up and you're of service, what do you get back? You get people who want to serve you back. So there's this beautiful cycle of life that we can totally kind of indulge in and kind of subject ourselves to the flow of, and that is service. And the awesome thing about focusing out is that you're really not, as long as you're keeping your cup overflowing with goodness, and that's how you're able to focus out, and you're not necessarily sacrificing any of your own, like worthiness or meal times or whatever it looks like, where, you don't sacrifice any of you, your cup is overflowing so much that you're actually able to give and focus out to others. That can be such an incredibly fulfilling and energizing thing, because as you give back, you receive. So as John and I were giving this weekend, and one of the examples was in food prep. So John and I were on kitchen duty. I'm not going to give any secrets away, but we were on kitchen duty for something, and we were preparing food for a large number of people, like about 60 to 80 people. And of course, like, we're chopping vegetables and stuff, and if you just were to look granularly at that activity, oh, Melissa's chopping carrots, right? It's not like, okay, like, I'm serving and I'm giving back, and like, you might think like, okay, so she's chopping carrots, what's she gonna get back from that? Well, what was really amazing is I would spend a whole morning chopping carrots, and then as I was able to see people enjoy the food, it was so fulfilling to me. It was like magic, and it got me super energized, because here I had spent, an entire morning maybe chopping carrots, and then I got to enjoy seeing, and I received so much gratitude from seeing the team and enjoying the food. So sometimes giving back can be something totally totally simple, or it could even just be, for example, like, this is a really good idea. When you're writing a birthday card for somebody, it's so easy to just get a really nice birthday card, and spend $7 on it, and then just write like, love, Melissa. But what if you took 5 minutes and focused out and wrote a really nice card and totally, like, made it a special experience? And it sometimes doesn't take very long at all. what's the response going to be when that person opens your card? If it's just a normal card, sign your name, whatever, it's probably like, oh, awesome, they sent me a card, that's great. But if you like actually take 5 to 10 minutes and create a beautiful card about like all the things that you appreciate and acknowledge about that person and how special they are to you and why you hope they have an amazing birthday, do you think that that person may call you and be like, oh my God, I read your card and like it was so impactful to me. And just the time that you took to make it really special was so fulfilling to me. Well, I was just able to now receive, because I spent 5 minutes on a birthday card, receive gratitude and love back just for spending that 5 minutes doing something so simple. So I encourage you guys, it doesn't have to be donating 4 days of your time or anything extreme like that. John and I just like to stretch ourselves, you guys know, and see what we're capable of. And that includes being, you know, technically off the grid-ish for 4 days while still supporting our clients and, you know, the people that I am helping, coaching in life, and all the awesome things. We can absolutely fit everything that we want in. And I would encourage you, it does not have to be super big or defined, or it can be as simple as helping somebody cross the street today. But you will, I can promise you, if you are constantly focusing out, you're going to receive that energy back to you in tenfold. The universe is absolutely going to repay you for all of the amazing things that you're doing in the universe. So I thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the love, Jess. Let me see what you wrote here. When you give, you get way more. Absolutely, 100,000%. I agree with you. And then I love that you commented on factoring and filling your own cup and giving from the overflow, because ultimately, and I am the biggest culprit of this, I have learned so much from my mistakes that I tend to give, sacrifice myself, because I have an unworthiness conversation that continually goes through my head. And then I'll end up resenting the people I've helped because I will get burnt out. And then if somebody's not receptive to the feedback or like to my gifts and is not receptive or thankful, then I'm like, oh, that bitch. And you know why that happens? It's because I haven't been focusing on me and fulfilling my cup and allowing my love and my focusing out to come from my overflow. So I encourage you guys, don't give just to give for the sake of giving if you're not giving to yourself. You have to be kind to yourself first. It's so important that the abundance and the focusing out and the love that you're giving is coming from the overflow versus taking from your cup. So don't like have your cup half full and be pouring out the rest of it into everybody else's cups, leaving you empty. Be really conscious about if your cup is half empty already, you need to fill that shit up so it's overflowing in abundance of love and energy, and then you allow yourself to focus out. So I'm so glad that that was impactful for you, Jess, because it's something that I need to remind myself of all the time. I like to give, and then I'm like, I have nothing left and I'm so burnt out. So I encourage you guys to not do that. We'll do another video on that another time. But I love you, and I hope that you enjoy focusing out this week. I would love to know what you're going to do to focus out. I'm going to write a few really impactful birthday cards. I'm very excited about it. And then I'm also going to support another upcoming ALA weekend in a few different ways, so that's exciting. And I get to prioritize a few different ways of focusing out this week, because guess what? It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and I love it, and it's very fulfilling. So you guys get to do the same thing. I love you, and we will talk soon. Thanks for watching.